We call it the Pomeroy Family Tree Farm because that's named after my wife's great-grandfather. We're located in southwest Washington, northern part of Clark County, about 8 miles from the little town of Battleground. My wife's great-grandfather's name was E.C. Pomeroy, and he came here from southern Oregon in 1910. But about 2 weeks after he purchased that property, a forest fire roared through here and burned the whole valley. Could have gone back down to southern Oregon, but they stayed, and they spent their first winter here in a tent, built the house, a house. It's not the house that we're looking at today. That was actually built in 1920 because there was another fire on the farm, and the house burned. And so then they built the one that exists today in 1920. A lot of this land was owned by Weyerhaeuser, and in the 1929 it burned, and so they just began to salvage log it, and the family bought land from Weyerhaeuser over the next 20 years, and eventually created a farm of 677 acres. We now have the 6th generation here on the farm.
We love spending time outside on the tree farm. My kids love to ride four-wheelers and motorcycles, and we hike a lot. We run a lot. There's some great hills for running, just going on nature walks, being outside in the sun, hunting, looking for animals. Well, we call this spot right here the 4th of July spot because we often come up here on the 4th of July, and you can see all the fireworks in Oregon and the ones in Vancouver and just all over. It just has the best view on this side, and then if you go across the road and you can see the whole valley and the mountains surrounding it.
A pretty good diversity, although it's primarily Douglas fir ground. Most of this is medium to high site too. We also have some alder draws in some of the wetter areas. There's a little bit of ash, there's a tiny bit of cedar, a hemlock tree here or two, big leaf maple. Those are the main species here on the farm.
With managing the tree farm, the couple of major things that we try to keep under control just for the health and growth of the trees are blackberries and vine maple. When the tree stands are younger, we get a fair amount of meadow knapweed that comes in. We do have some small isolated pockets of Scotch broom, but we've managed to keep those contained to some really small areas and hasn't really spread. We have a number of seasonal streams that run through the property. We do have one fish-bearing stream. There's a fairly diverse number of wildlife here on the farm. We have lots of deer, coyotes, seen a few bears over the years, a few cougars, mountain lions, a number of smaller species as well, squirrels, rabbits, birds.
So we use this area here with the load log house and the barn and the blacksmith shop because it's very historic. It's on the National Register, and we use it for field trips for school children and bring about 3,000 kids a year through the farm. It's kind of a fun diversity to the tree farming. 2 years ago, we put the farm in a trust. Because it is owned by a family. There's about 20 family members now, and so we've put it in a trust, and that's supposed to last for 150 years. So we don't have to really argue about who's going to do what, and we're just going to grow trees.